Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Again, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do hit it. We would appreciate it. And of course, hit the notification button in the corner where you see the little bell. Click that. That makes sure that all the videos come to your inbox. Okay, so Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker. It's fight week. So I guess you're probably wondering to yourselves who I'm picking for the fight. Before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little story, which leads me into this fight. I'll take you back to 4 fights, in fact, all when I was a lot younger. The first fight was Nigel Benn against Michael Watson, Finsbury Park. I went to my dad. I said, Dad, I'm backing Nigel Benn. He's a Dark Destroyer. He's a big puncher. He knocks everybody out. I was young. Must be in secondary school. And there's this young guy called Michael Watson. Didn't know much about Michael Watson. He could box a bit. And he'd been beaten already. So I thought, well, if he'd been beat once already, Ben will knock him out. No problems. Ben will knock him out. Ben's got the punching power. So I went and put a £1 bet on my dad for Ben to knock Watson out. I was a real big Ben fan. So when he came out, as he goes, I am dangerous. So you're rocking away to the music. You're feeling the fighter, and you're feeling every moment of it. They're coming to the ring, and they get in the ring, they're doing the dancing. Ben's got his hair done nicely and everything. And the first round comes out. Ben comes bombing, bang, 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 bang. Guy ain't going nowhere because obviously Ben knocks guys out in the first couple of rounds. This guy's taking Ben's best punches. Then Ben catches him with a good shot. I'm like, yeah, go on, Nigel. But the Watson's still there. Then I've known Ben in his fights. He gets hurt and he comes back. This guy Watson's pinging him with a jab and hitting the right hand. And all the things I expected Ben to do, he couldn't do. But I couldn't work out why it was. The next thing, I'm seeing Ben backing up. Watson hits from a jab. Ben falls on the floor. And the famous words by Reg Guttridge, oh, he's gone. So the big puncher has been hit. And his eye was swollen up. And he got up. And then the referee counted Ben out. And I cried. I flipping cried. I cried the house down. I really did. So the second fight was Gary Mason against Lennox Lewis. I was a big Gary Mason fan. I was a Gary Mason fan when he fought Jess Harding. Was when I first saw him. I saw him knock out Jess Harding. That was a Barry Hearn fighter. And Barry Hearn believed Jess Harding could beat Gary Mason. I don't know what Barry Hearn was on. I don't know what he was smoking that night. And he backed Jess Harding. Man, Jess Harding. That was one of the most brutal knockouts I've seen by a heavyweight. After I saw that fight, I became a Gary Mason fan. I backed him. And always talking about Mason fighting Bruno. It never happened. And then he ran up against Lennox Lewis. I was so upset when when they met. And I was like, Gary came back, had some problems with his eye, but he came back, he lost weight. I thought, yeah, Mason's lost weight. He's gonna knock Lennox Lewis out. Oh my God. Same thing, Mason landing big bombs on Lewis. Lewis stood in front of him. And Lewis just picked him off with a jab. And in the end, Lennox stopped Mason. Man, I was in tears that night. Oh my God. Again, that hurt. Then, after that fight, back on the Nigel Benn, back on the Ben hype train. Up on the hype train, Nigel Benn. Yeah. Ben had gone to America, rebuilt his career, fought Sandline Williams, knocked out Doug DeWitt, beat up Iran Barkley, and he was going to fight Chris Eubank. I was like, yeah, I'm on this one. Ben's back. He's been to America. He's done the training. He's ready. My dad came back. This time, I bet my dad a tenner that Ben would knock Eubank out. And my dad looked at Eubank. He went, nah. This guy's going to be too strong for Ben. I said, yeah, he's never been hit by Nigel Benn before, Dad. He says, don't worry. This boy will take what Nigel's got, and I think he'll give it back to him. This guy can box and he can fight. And he can. I'm sure he can take it. Now, I don't know how my dad knew that Eubank could take it. It's now I just got this feeling. I just got this feeling. He can take it. Well, Ben hit Eubank with everything. I hit with the kitchen sink. And again, Eubank comes back and stops Nigel Benn. And I was, again, in tears. Lennox Lewis. My dad hated Lennox Lewis. Hated him. Called him a fraud. Said he was a Canadian. He wasn't a Brit. He hated him. Absolutely hated Lewis. He said he thought Lewis was a complete fake. Just didn't like his personality at all. So my dad couldn't stand Lennox Lewis. My dad said, don't worry, this guy's a fraud. He ain't beating Mike Tyson. Well, the night Lennox Lewis fought, I had the SPX hat on. You know, listen, I had the Lennox Lewis troop, the Lennox Lewis the glasses, the Lennox Lewis haircut, the box. I was back in the days. I was back in the days. The Lennox Lewis SPX. And if you were a Lennox Lewis fan and you didn't wear the SPX hat, you were lying, because the SPX hat was a big thing back in the day. And my dad bet me that Frank Bruno would beat Lennox Lewis. And I was like, no way. Lennox Lewis is no way is Lennox Lewis get beat by Frank Bruno. Bruno, he's stiff. He's a robot. Lennox has got the Olympic pedigree. Lennox is this. Lennox is that. I said, all right. And Dad said, all right. So I put a £15 on the bet for Lennox versus Bruno. And Bruno, listen, he was popping that jab and blew his face. And then I remember the 7th round, and Bruno had a combination. He put Lewis against the ropes. I must say, I told you, the guy's a fraud. The guy's a fraud. I hope Bruno beats him tonight. And Bruno said, go on, he's going, Frank, go on. My dad started jumping up off his chair. He was going, yeah, go on, Frank, go on. Lewis landed a left hook and it was all over. All over. The left hook started everything. And my dad just stood there with it. So I told you Lennox Lewis was the truth. Well, it was a couple of fights. Like he fought Phil Jackson. And then I think he fought Oliver McCall. And Lennox fought Oliver McCall and he got knocked out. Listen, by the time he fought Oliver McCall, I was like, Lennox Lewis was like a mini god in my life. Lennox Lewis was like untouchable. It was the best thing since sliced bread. Listen, we all have fighters like that. We want to be that fighter. We emulate. We look at guys. Yeah, I like that guy. You know, he's the type of guy I'd be Lennox Lewis. Back in the time, Lennox Lewis, all the girls were like Lennox Lewis in London. Lennox. They wouldn't even call the guy's name right. If you were a Londoner, you'd understand what I'm saying here. Lennox. So you talk to girls in. I like that Lennox Lewis. He's so good looking. He's really good looking. And he's really fit, you know. I said, what do you mean? Lennox is this and Lennox is that. And oh dear. So, you know, the girls love Lennox. The guys like Lennox. He was world heavyweight champion. Everything was going his way. Then he met Oliver McCall. And I remember listening to it on radio, 5 Live. And all I heard was, and Lewis is down. I'm like, what? What? Lewis is what? And he went down. I'm listening to this on the radio. I'm thinking to myself, shit. Lewis is down? No, he'll get up. Oh, the referee stopped it. Lennox Lewis has been beaten. Stopped by Oliver McCall. Oh, my God. So the Ben situation, I started crying. All that stuff came flooding back again. Gary Mason situation, Nigel Benn situation. Man, I started crying. Oh, my dear. Must have been in mourning for weeks. Got up the next morning, Lennox Lewis. Like, I remember the picture of Lennox. His lip were busted. He's wearing them same shades. And he was in front of a fire station with 2 firemen. And nobody was talking about Lennox no more. He was chinny. He weren't good enough. Blah, blah, blah. My dad phone rang me the same night. You went, ha, 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 ha. I told you that guy's a fake and a fraud. You're probably asking yourself, why am I talking about all this? I'm trying to make you understand my journey as a boxing somebody who watches the sport of boxing and sort of some of the experience you have. And then, you know, not have backed Holyfield to beat Mike Tyson, and nobody backed Holyfield to beat Mike Tyson. They couldn't believe that Holyfield would beat Mike Tyson. But Holyfield looked shot against Bobby Ches. I said Holyfield will beat Tyson. I said Lewis will beat Tyson. And you know, my dad, you know, I got those fights right. Of course, I've got some real hope, but some ones wrong as well. Nobody's perfect. You get some fights right, you get some fights wrong. My point is this. We now have Anthony Joshua against Joseph Parker. What people are saying to me, so what does this mean to this fight? Well, the one thing I learned from my dad, and what I've learned in recent fights now, I think I'm getting a little better at it, is hype. Going into all these fights, with all these fighters, there was an amount of hype that I bought into. And when you buy into hype, you forget about the flaws that your fighter has, and rather you add things on top. So if a guy had if your fighter's got a dodgy chin, then suddenly your guy's got a decent chin. If your guy's got an okay jab, he's got a world-class jab. If your guy's got a good right hand, then he ends up having a massive right hand. You know, if a guy's got good footwork, your guy becomes super. There's nothing. He's unstoppable. He's unbeatable. So the guy becomes so unbeatable, almost like a god, like nothing can touch him. Until you get the reality check. And that reality check normally comes in. We've seen your fighter on the canvas, or your fighter getting dropped, or your fighter getting hurt, or your fighter getting tagged. The reality starts to dawn that your fighter isn't what you may have thought he was, or what the media led you out to believe. Now, coming into this fight of AJ and Joseph Parker, a lot of people have talked about the weight, the size and the weight. I know AJ's going to lose weight, so he's going to be faster, and Parker's going to lose weight and he's going to be faster. That's one of the conversations. The other conversation is, oh, well, you know, Josh has been on the big stage before. How is he going to handle it? He'll be able to handle it. He's handled it fine before. He'll handle it fine again. Joseph Parker, it's on the unknowns. You know, when he gets in the ring, he may freeze because he's got a big crowd in front of him, blah, blah, blah. So that's some of the stuff that people have come and start talking about in the fights. I did a breakdown for Joseph Parker, Anthony Joshua before, and I will start by saying this. No fighter is immortal, and every fighter can be beat. Nobody's chin is indestructible. It's just the point of maybe the fighter that may have not been knocked out may have been in a position where he may have been a defensive genius, but may have not fought the person at the time equipped or skilled enough to find a chin to knock him down and knock him out. You know, but there've been some very good chins in boxing, but the best chin in boxing is one that doesn't get hit. So here we are, Joshua versus Parker. I recently did an interview with Hughie Fury, and it's very disappointing when you read some of the comments. A lot of these comments are so disgusting. I've just put them in a bin because they're just absolutely disgusting comments, rubbish comments. I mean, rubbish, really, like swearing and just disgusting. So I've kind of binned a lot of them. But you can't catch all of them. Some just go through anyway. My point is this. You know, Hughie Fury was 23 years old when he fought Joseph Parker. He was a guy that had come off, he'd been ill for a long while. He hadn't fought anywhere remotely around the class of Joseph Parker. And I'll come to this class of Joseph Parker in a minute. And a lot of people felt that, some people felt Joseph Parker won the fight. Others thought Hughie won the fight. Now, because of the way Hughie lost that fight in some people's eyes, he's now been getting drilled and people saying, oh, Hughie's a waste of time. He ran and he held. And I'm not going to get into all that again, but that's what a lot of people feel, that Hughie held and he did hold. He didn't fight. He He didn't take the fight to Parker. He should have held his feet more. And he was he's not as skilled as Tyson. Blah 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 blah. Okay. But since that fight, obviously Parker hasn't been beaten. And now he goes and fights Anthony Joshua. If Parker upsets Anthony Joshua, if Parker knocks out Anthony Joshua, what does that say for Hughie Fury? Does that performance then say, is Hughie Fury still a bum? So you have to see who Joseph Parker actually gets beat by and how he gets beat. People use the Hughie Fury fight against Parker and say he didn't look impressive. Now, Fury had never been knocked out. He still has got a decent, good chin, and he's got tremendous, better footwork than Joshua. Okay, so footwork. Parker fought a guy that's got tremendous footwork, who can fight at long range and can fight in close. Nice, good uppercuts off the ropes, able to spin you. Awkward type of guy. Awkward type of guy. It was an awkward, difficult night for Joseph Parker, who we hear now was injured coming into the fight against Hughie Fury with the elbows and all the rest of it. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's mind games trying to get inside the mind of Joshua or not. I don't know. It could all be fun and games. I don't know. So why people will compare Hughie Fury style to Anthony Joshua style, it's beyond me. Totally different styles. Hughie Fury's done 12 rounds. He did it quite easily. Hughie Fury's got better footwork than Joshua. Joshua maybe physically a more, what they call an Adonis of a man. Very powerful, brute strength, but different type guys. I mean, does Joshua take a punch as good as Hughie does? We're only going to find that out on Saturday night. We'll only know that then. Joshua's not going to get his toes and make Parker miss and make him pay in the way that Hughie did. Joshua's more likely to try and bludgeon and try and knock Parker out there with huge physical strength and use his physical strength as his attribute to beat Parker. So different fighters. So the fight against Hughie Fury needs to be scratched out of a lot of people's minds. And they need to think about how Parker matches up with his attributes with Joshua. Joshua, big, strong, good boxing ability. But he doesn't fill me with great confidence. And this is being honest. I'm not hating on Joshua or hating on Parker. If you think I'm hating, then I suggest you just stop the video right here. Because once you've got in your mindset a preconceived idea of what I'm going to say and my conversation, then what happens is you don't listen to what I'm saying. You just take bits of what you want to hear and then come to your own conclusions. Take the hype away. Take the Joshua circus, not Anthony Joshua or his team, but the circus around it, the media circus, the hangers-on, and all the hype and the fiction. Strip all that down to just being Joshua the fighter, the boxer, the guys in the ring. All right, I'm not talking about the guys just the commercials or the guy doing the. If you forget all that stuff, the guys in the ring, the boxing, the CV, right? What he's done and what he's achieved, and he's done some very good things in the sport of boxing. And now he is now going to be fighting to become a unified champion again. And if he does win, then he has one belt to accomplish to get. It's the WBC belt against Wilder. So for that, you're going to give the man maximum props and credit. And any man that gets in the ring and fights, you've got to give him maximum props and credit for that. And the other thing is, I don't care how much money Joshua's making. He has earned every single penny of it, as with Parker. I just hope that both fighters, at the end of it, end up being healthy and well and able to provide for their kids and their families and whatever they want to do with their career, and they're getting the maximum amount of money they get, and they're not getting robbed by any of the promoters. That is it for that. So I don't hate Joshua, or I don't hate this person, I don't hate that person, or I don't hate Matchroom. It's got nothing to do with that, God. It's just people's ideas trying to be pushed upon me. There's nothing to do with hate. What I'm trying to give you is trying to give you a balanced view, or as balanced as possible. There's things I like to see in a fighter. And I don't like to see fighters repeat mistakes over and over again. It doesn't fill me with confidence. And there are things within Joshua that don't fill me with the greatest of confidence. And then there are things about Parker that don't fill me with the greatest of confidence. And I'll start with Joshua. Good thing. He went down against Klitschko. He got up and he won. He got hurt by Dillian Whyte. He came back and he won. He's fought in a big arena, under pressure, and performed. Those are some great points about Joshua. Great points. But here's the things that don't fill me with great confidence. Dillian Whyte went into the fight injured and unfit. I'm not saying this before. I'm trying to be a smarty pants after the event. I'm talking about this before the fight. I didn't want to see Dillian Whyte fight Anthony Joshua because I didn't think we'd get the best of Dillian Whyte, him being injured. And what happens after the fight? Shoulder injury, out for the sport for a while. And an injured fighter who was unfit was able to catch Joshua and rock him and hurt him. But Dillian Whyte didn't follow up. Klitschko got dropped by Joshua. Klitschko got up and then landed a tremendous right hand, which dropped Joshua. And Joshua was gone again. Klitschko didn't finish Joshua off. Joshua fans will say, "Oh well, Klitschko didn't finish him off, so you know that's Klitschko's problem." And they're bang on right. They're correct. But this is a Klitschko that was 40 years old. He wasn't prime Klitschko. He was shock Klitschko. He was shock Klitschko when he fought Fury. He was an old man when he fought Fury. He wasn't a spring chicken. He wasn't in the peak of his powers. He was on the slide. We saw the slide when he fought Jennings. So Tyson took the opportunity to beat Klitschko. And he took it, and it was a great win. I'm not knocking what Tyson did, but I'm trying to put it in perspective. 2 years later, Klitschko hadn't fought any fights, came off his sofa to fight Joshua. Dropped Joshua, gave him his toughest fight of his career. And that was an older Klitschko who hadn't fought regularly. Yes, he won the fight. But if you take those situations, those two flash situations, had either of those guys followed up, Joshua wouldn't be getting the praise today. You'd be calling him very, very chinny. Now, those 2 points there, and I can see from where I'm standing, Josie Parker is going to be, he's young, he's fresh, he's had a lot of miles on the clock. I would say Josie Parker's a better boxer than Dillian Whyte. He isn't 40 years old, and he's ambitious. Clean eating, clean living guy, strong, takes a good shot, and can punch. But the most important thing in all of this, which should be a red flag and almost a danger and a red alert to Joshua fans, is that when your guy gets hurt, when Joshua gets hurt, he doesn't quite know what to do. You look at the Dillian Whyte fight, and you look at the fight with Klitschko. It wasn't about what Joshua did. It's about what those guys didn't do. Whyte nor Klitschko followed up. And if you look at their history of fights, when you go back and you look at Whyte was injured and Klitschko was 40 years old. Passed it, shot. Probably couldn't pull the trigger anymore. When you look at Joseph Parker, look at what Joseph Parker does when he hurts you. When Joseph Parker hurts you, he goes to get you out there. He's throwing the kitchen sink. Joseph Parker is a world-class finisher. If he gets you hurt, he's getting you out of there. He's not sticking around and asking you questions and looking at you. Parker will charge you with 8, 9, 10 punches until the ref. He'll keep throwing until the referee stops the fight. What you have with Joseph Parker is a guy who's got killer instinct, young, hungry, fresh, a champion. First time in Joshua's career, he's fighting somebody who's young, a champion, not a challenger, a champion, who has got good finishing power and holds no fear and isn't emotionally attached to the fight. Very different situation. Dillian Whyte was attached to the fight, emotionally attached from round one. And when you're emotionally attached to the fight, you don't fight with your head screwed on. You fight. You're just looking to knock the guy out as opposed to actually fighting with a game plan. Plus, Dillian Whyte was injured. So these are two guys that actually fought Joshua, took the fight to Joshua. And that is the fight you've got. Any guy that takes a fight to Joshua and hits him back, that's the fight you need to focus on. Not the guy that's coming forward and loading up, landing big bombs. How does he respond to that? The flip side of that, how does Joseph Parker respond to a guy that brings the fight to him? He actually seems to welcome a guy that brings the fight to him, Joseph Parker. It allows him to get in range and throw his shots. Joseph Parker doesn't like a guy that moves away from him, which is what Hughie Fury's style is. Hence why he looks so terrible against Hughie Fury. Now, both guys have lost weight. Now, Joshua spoke about losing weight, but he alluded in the press conference, whatever weight I come in at is the weight I'll feel most happy at. Well, I don't know if he's saying he's going to come in lighter or not. He does look lighter, but we'll have to wait and see until fight night. But we do know one thing. If you go back and look at the fight where he fought Dillian Whyte, when he got hurt, Dillian Whyte dug him to the body and dug him to the head. And Joshua, it was like a computer game. The energy went right down. And it was almost flat-footed. So these are things for Joshua to beat Joseph Parker. First of all, he's going to have to nail Joseph Parker. The thing is, if Parker is faster than Joshua, it means he'll be quicker to the punch. He's got a good jab there. If Parker can double up on his jab and keep Joshua's momentum with his back against the ropes, that means Joshua not coming forward, Parker's got a great chance of winning this fight and causing the upset. And if, between the two guys, in terms of work rate, Parker has a greater work rate than Joshua, output of punches, and can fight and sustain that over 12 rounds. Joshua still has question marks about his stamina. So again, there's not a lot of things that fill me with confidence with Joshua. A lot of the things that fill me with confidence are the things that I try and put to the back of my mind. And I try and I kind of like say, okay, yeah, he's big and he's strong and he's an imposing figure. Now, today at the press conference, I noticed something that was very interesting. When Parker was, when they had to do the face-off, and Joshua was kind of looking at him, and the way he looked at him was like he was trying to impose his will, as if to try and intimidate Joseph Parker. Now, a bully will use his strength and his physical strength, and he's like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm bigger than you. I'm here to intimidate you. Something Tyson used to do. Now, this is where Joshua could win or lose the fight. Right there at that stare down. You think, well, why'd you say that? Well, because if you see fear in a man like Joseph Parker, if Joseph Parker looks like he's feared or he's scared, and Joshua's looking like, don't try it. Don't even think you're coming to UK to beat me, because you ain't beating me. You ain't beating me. You're gonna get it. Trust me. You know, that's the sort of look he was giving Joseph Parker. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. It depends how Joseph Parker responds to that. Joseph Parker may think about all that stuff and think, shit, I'm in trouble now. My team have pushed me into this fight. It's just dawned on me that I'm fighting Anthony Joshua. There's where Joshua would have won the fight, because he would have intimidated Joseph Parker. So when Joseph Parker comes out in the first round, he's intimidated by Joshua, by the crowd, and doesn't box the way he should box, and he's controlled by fear and consumed by fear. That's one thing. But it's also counterproductive because Joshua's looking at Parker and Parker's looking saying, well, if he thinks that if he thinks I'm scared, if I'm scared of him, he's got another thing coming. You know, the almost bully mentality. I don't know what Joseph Parker was like when younger. I don't know how he dealt with bullying or if he had any bullying experiences. If Joseph Parker experienced when he was younger, and this is very interesting, if Joseph Parker when he was younger fought a lot of bigger guys, if Joseph Parker when he was younger was the type of guy that was able to stood up to bullies and wasn't bullied, or was a guy that overcame bullies in his life and saw Joshua as another bully, a flat track bully, when it's all going his way, it's great. But when it's not going his way, he doesn't know what to do. If Joseph Parker's unlocked that code and Joshua's believing that Joseph Parker's intimidated by him, and actually Joseph Parker's like, you know what? I'm ready for you. I'm ready to take you apart. There could be a real upset on the cards. The best chin in boxing is one that doesn't get hit. I'll say over and over and over again. See, again, I said to you, there are things about Joshua that doesn't fill me with confidence. Can he do 12 rounds? I don't know if he can do 12 rounds in a hectic pace with a guy that's not 40 years old. Can he do it? He talks about in a press conference how he's using this particular training camp to work on technique rather than fitness. Okay. Robert McCracken is a trainer, no disrespect to Robert McCracken, but he doesn't fill me with the greatest confidence. He just doesn't. And I'm not knocking Robert McCracken. He just doesn't fill me with the greatest confidence. I'm concerned that if Joseph Parker is able to back up Joshua, take his best shot and give back, that is what I'm concerned about. Okay, Joshua can punch. Parker takes it, or he's not there to be hit, and then he lands, and then he hurts Joshua, and then he follows up. That's what worries me. For Joshua fans, the killer instinct of Joseph Parker. We won't know. Now, tomorrow, Friday's the weigh-in, of course. So we'll have a better idea as to whether Joseph Parker is actually intimidated by Joshua or not. That stare will stay in Parker's mind in one way or another. It'll either be, this guy thinks he's going to bully me, I ain't standing for that shit, or I'm in some serious trouble here. Does Joseph Parker actually really believe he can beat Anthony Joshua? I mean, I've heard him say the word, I hope, a few times. Something I heard at the gloves off with Joshua. Joshua said, I can't lose this fight. I've got too many people depending on me. That in itself didn't fill me with great confidence. You know, I didn't hear this sort of like, you're not beating me, end of story. That's it. You're not beating me. That's it. Well, you know, I've got to depend on, you know, a lot of people depend on me for this fight and da-da-da. Another thing Joshua said, I've been doing a lot of praying for this fight. What? I've been doing a lot of praying for this fight. What? To me, that doesn't fill me with confidence. It doesn't fill me with confidence saying, you know what? I am the best heavyweight in the world. And that WBL belt is mine. End the conversation. That's it. This is the week of the fight. You're talking about you've been praying about the fight. I'm not having a dig at his religious convictions or anything like that. But it doesn't fill me with the greatest confidence. It really doesn't. It doesn't fill me with the greatest confidence. But hey, it's just my opinion. I'm not interested in the hype. I'm just stripping back some things. Yes, Joseph Parker can be unboxed, but I don't think Joshua's that good a boxer that he can outbox Joseph Parker. I really don't. You know, and I don't think Joshua can fight at a pace of 12 rounds with a guy that's young, fresh, and hungry like Parker. Those are the things. You know, Parker said he was more effective when he lost weight. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Right, now I'm going to open up my chat now to see if anyone's actually talking about the actual. Where's my chat page? Okay. I'm not going to take too much time on this chat tonight. Yes, bad guy. Hope you're well. There we go. I like what this guy's saying. It's Swinbuckle saying, personally, I see the fight between AJ and Parker either going the distance or stoppage late on. Personally, I think AJ will be a bit too much for Parker, but I wouldn't bet too much on it. Okay, now I see what you're saying there. Here's some breakdowns here. Jonathan says, Parker's a live underdog for sure. No big surprise if he gets the upset, really, in all fairness. Alf Stewart says, Parker is a clinical finisher if he can buzz you. Big if, but his output on combinations, once he hurts someone, it's all over. Far superior than White and less tentative than Klitschko. That's my point there, Alf. If Parker wins, do you think Wilder will call him out in the same way he's been calling Joshua out? I don't know. Jonathan says, truth is Vladimir was ancient and Parker will be AJ's best test if he gets it. Yes, and now AJ is fighting a volume combination puncher. He is. Well, Parker is a world-class finisher. Who is his best stoppage win? Would be AJ if he gets a chance to finish him off. Parker's not as good as you're making, bro. But he may. But I hope what you say now, you stick with what you say now. Come fight night and after fight night. All right. A lot of you cats say your things, and then when it happens after fight night, you'll forget what was said. Now, as for Klitschko, we go back to Klitschko thing. I mentioned this Klitschko thing. I did back Klitschko to beat Joshua. I did. And in that fifth round of that round, you dropped Joshua in. He just sat back and let Joshua get back up. Didn't finish the fight off. Everybody can see that. You overrate Parker. I'm not overrating Parker. Okay, your opinion. Joshua, better fighter, still gets caught with the same left hook. He's still open to the left hook. He's been open to the left hook in his career. From day dot, he's been open to the left hook. From his amateur career to now, he's still open to the left hook. Okay. Parker's stamina is poor. Okay. Keep trashing Parker. You're making your boy look bad for when he has a tough night on Saturday. I know. I don't think anyone is discrediting Joshua, says Jonathan. Everyone knows he's a great fighter, but it's not a bad matchup like you're making it sound out, Mikey. That's true. Parker's lack of height and reach probably negates any speed advantage he has, just like it negated Tay versus Vlad. So Mike Tyson's height and reach, Evander Holyfield's height and reach, Michael Moore's height and reach. I'm not sure, mate. When Parker gets his opponents on the ropes, he tends to leave his left arm straight to judge his range. 1 second, too longer than he needs to. I see a serious counter uppercut. Okay. Okay. Just reading some of the people here. I'm not getting myself emotionally involved in this fight whatsoever. Not more. I've learnt my lesson. I'm not getting emotionally involved. Well, you see, what I'm saying is Joshua saying he's praying for the fight. He'd been praying about the fight. Now watch. I'm not saying I tell you, it's got nothing to do with religious convictions. It's something that I heard a long time ago, again in American circles, where it's come fight week. You know, you pray for fighter safety, of course, but I'm praying for the win. No, what's praying for the win? Do the work. You have faith in what you do. You go out and do the job. That's it. Praying for the win. It sounds like almost lottery stuff there. I'm not being funny. AJ will win just a lot harder than people expect and much closer. Both fighters will have to go through hard moments. I agree with this one. Sensible comment there. The finishing looked world class, but the opponents never were world class. No KO since he's had the belt. Okay, he fought Ruiz. No, he's not. Andy Ruiz out. He fought what's his name? Hughie Fury. No, it's not Hughie Fury out. So we'll see. I think both guys carry good chins. Ruiz carries a good chin as well. We'll see. And Ruiz has got good hand speed, good chin, and good work rate, good stamina. Parker's going to be up on points until winning until AJ takes him out. That'll be interesting. Good day, mate. Throw another shrimp on the barbie. Of course, AJ gets tons of credit if he gets to take the KO or TKO. Michael C. Parker would be AJ's biggest win. Ganja Warrior says agree, though I'm packing Parker. People, please enjoy this fight between two champions. The people forget how poor the division was for years. Just enjoy the fight. I agree. Listen, I get some fights right. I get some fights wrong. Mr. Anthony, I don't know who you are, mate. Mate, you predicted the Lemieux fight. I also predicted that Eubank would beat Groves would beat Eubank. Didn't see you in the comment section then. So if you can't be balanced, mate, then what's about? Let's see some other people here. Again, I'm not getting myself emotionally involved in the preview to this. Jonathan says, if AJ KO's Parker, that would cement him as number one. I'll make him a solid pick against Wilder. Right now, it's a toss-up between the three champions for me. I agree with you. I totally agree with you there. So everyone's got their opinion. I think people expect me to come in and say, oh, AJ's going to win by KO, and that's it. I'm giving you a balanced opinion of both guys, who I think both guys can win the fight. But I think both guys can win the fight. And I've told you how both guys can win the fight. Joshua wins the fight on the front foot, and Parker wins the fight with Joshua on the back foot. I mean, Parker with having Joshua's back against the ropes. I say that because momentum punching, coming forward, throwing punches. That's why I said that Joshua wouldn't knock Takam out. When everyone was in there saying Joshua would not knock Takam out, I said Joshua won't knock Takam out because Takam's going to be pushing him onto the back foot, which means you want me to get leverage in the shots the same way. That's how I knew Jacobs wouldn't get knocked out by Golovkin. That's how I knew Canelo wouldn't get knocked out by Golovkin. Because of leverage in shots, leverage. You know, Joshua's going to be punching down, and he's going to need leverage. So for him to get a leverage, if Joseph Parker's got Joshua on the back foot, then he's not going to get generate as much power off the back foot that he's off the front foot. Ingram's asked top questions, but only answers the easy ones. Nope, really. Trying to keep things as Ingram, keep doing your thing. You sound objective to me. Myself, I'm picking AJ late stoppage, but if Parker hurts him and overwhelms him, it's it. I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to look at this fight and say to myself, look, if I'm a trainer and I'm watching Joshua, I'm saying, I've seen this guy go down. I've seen this guy go down. I've seen this guy be hurt. I've seen this guy in two fights. One guy, the guy was injured. The other guy, the guy was over 40. Right? Two toughest fighters, careers. And there were two guys that went in there with confidence, believing they could beat him. And there were two guys who had opportunities to stop him, but didn't stop him. Now, I'm young. I'm hungry. I'm a champion. I got fast hands. I got good footwork. I got a good jab. I got good stamina, good chin. Why can't I beat Joshua? He's just a man like me. Why can't I beat Joshua? Why can't I beat him? What's so superb about him? He can be hit. He can be hurt. He's shown he's had stamina problems in the past. I don't get it. He doesn't fill me with the greatest confidence. If guys like Lawrence Okoli are supposedly dropping him in sparring, but sparring, you're still getting dropped. If these things are happening, then I think Parker's got the speed and the power to do it. This is the fastest heavyweight that Joshua's going to be in the ring with. The fastest heavyweight. Joshua will not be the fastest heavyweight that Joseph Parker would have faced. He wouldn't be. So Joseph Parker is the fastest heavyweight that Joshua would have faced. Andy Ruiz has got fast hands, good work rate, good chin, and good stamina. So, you know what I mean? I think Andy Ruiz is a good fighter. Ingram, how do you think a fight between both Parker and Klitschko would have ended, or Parker and White? I'll tell you a little story that there was a choice between Klitschko fighting Joshua and Klitschko fighting Parker. And I know they were considering fighting Parker, but the money fight was Joshua. But I believe they wanted to fight Parker. All Parker's finishes are clinically impressive. Once he hurts someone, he lays them out and doesn't stop until it's over. So this is the thing. You got to look at a guy and say, you know what? You got to make an assessment of a guy and say, okay, he's a finisher. He's a finisher. If this guy gets in position, he's going to finish a fighter off. I know. I've got no doubts in my mind. I've got no doubts in my mind in terms of Joseph Parker, in terms of his finishing ability. He's not injured like Dillian White, and he's not 40 years old and over the hill and beaten before he even got in ring by Tyson Fury. Mentally, he was gone before he got in the ring against Tyson Fury. The Joshua fight. So he was a beaten man when he fought Tyson Fury. By the time he got around to fighting Joshua, he'd already been beaten by Tyson Fury anyway. 2 years out of the ring, comes back, and he can't be better than what he was when he fought Tyson Fury. I don't understand that. So Klitschko was a scarred fighter. A scarred fighter, an old man. Do you know what I mean? People are making a lot about this Klitschko thing. And I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. But Parker is a finisher and a top finisher to that. So Parker doesn't have enough power to KO Joshua. How do I feel about Parker's performance against his sparring partner? Not much. It was a sparring partner. I think it's his chief sparring partner as well. All of Parker's finished. Oh, yeah, I've said that already. See what's saying here. Andy Ruiz beat Parker was dodgy decision, to be honest. Yeah, I felt that way too, to be honest. Parker doesn't have the power to KO Joshua, and his 16th reach disadvantage will be telling. I expect Joshua to bully Parker like he did Brazil. Difference between Brazil and Parker is that Parker won't be a standing target. I believe this will be fight of the year, says Benjamin. I think if Parker doesn't get hit with AJ's uppercut, the fight will go distance 50-50. Concha was a sparring partner of his camp. Apparently does some crazy stuff in sparring. Parker caused Joshua problems in the early rounds. Ingram, I've heard you say in the past making too much change. Oh, let's see, too much change. Oh, let me read this again. Read this. I heard you in the past say making too much change in a fight might affect your performance. I know Parker. Is that you talking about weight there, Martz? I know Parker will definitely be faster with the weight loss, but has he lost too much weight? Well, he's a heavyweight, isn't he? And that weight will, I remember by the time fight night comes around, he'll drink and he'll eat and he'll put more weight back on. So I'm not too concerned that much about it. But the thing is, because you put on more weight, the more weight you put on, the slower you become. So punching power, you know, the lighter Parker is, the faster the punches are going to come out. So that's the thing. The faster the punches come, it'll be lighter, so I'll be punching faster. So I think it's all positives to Parker losing that weight. Yeah, Parker is no Brazil. He's absolutely Parker has skills, and he has. I don't believe the fight goes to points. Parker wins the fight. I really don't. Parker's a cool guy, but it's a big step up. Possibly. It's possible. It's going to be possible for Parker to get the judges to give him the fight. I expect wide scorecards and corruption. There we go. If he goes to points, true enough, Daniel. If Parker does win, this will be the biggest win by far as well. Of course, it will be. Parker, people talking about heavyweights being drained. LOL. Remember, Gross. Was it Gross? How Gross loves come weighing day. The judges in England are usually very fair. Don't think that will be a problem. Really? I wouldn't say that at all. Um, any fighter that loses weight, but remember, look at Joseph Parker early in his career, what he was doing. He was a lighter fighter. Go back and look in the early stage of Joseph Parker's career. He was lighter, and he got a lot of his knockout wins. Then he was lighter, faster hands. So yeah, I'm only saying it because of Joseph Parker's early career and what he's done and what he's established with it. So it's got to be more of a benefit for Parker to be lighter for him. And punch resistance, that's an interesting thing for AJ. If he's too light, yeah, AJ will break him, but AJ's got to land first. Joshua is not the fastest heavyweight that Parker would have faced. But Parker will potentially be the fastest heavyweight that Joshua would have faced in his career so far. He's faster than Dillian White. He's faster than Klitschko. And fast with volume puncher. Faster than Dillian White. Faster than Brazil. Faster than Klitschko. Probably faster than Takam. I think he's a bigger puncher than Takam. And the styles are different between Takam and Parker. Takam's more kind of like a short stop, like a try rolls inside without the left hook that Fraser had. He tries to roll inside on you. AJ has a rematch clause, so him losing makes the rematch even bigger. Don't think Hearn would lose in sleep, to be honest. Speed can be timed. Of course it can. Parker and Ruiz both have the fastest hands in the division. Andy Ruiz also underrated. I think he is very underrated, Andy Ruiz. Very underrated. So, those are my thoughts. AJ versus Povetkin coming up after this if AJ wins, though. Really? Well, I would have thought AJ was going to fight Jamil Miller next. And then fight Dillian White. That's what I thought. If Parker has used his camp to lose weight more than he's proved his technique, then I don't want to hear excuses about being burnt out and leaving all inspiring training camp. No, I don't want to hear that either. Lucky for AJ, Povetkin will be ancient by the time it gets to that, though. You got blocked because you're rude. That's all. Lots of people don't agree, Sir L. No, so you probably it's just rude. It's not the first time he comes on my channel and starts talking and being offensive. So yeah, right. I think that's about it for me. I'm sorry it isn't the. I'm not sorry. I'm apologizing to nobody for having an opinion. It's my personal opinion. You tune in to listen to my opinion. I'm not going to sit down and say AJ blows him out in 2 rounds. I'm not going to tell you that because that's not what I'm about. And if you want that, then there are plenty of channels that will do that. Go and listen to them. But I've just given you, I've tried to say, I pointed out your double standards. No, and I pointed out that you're rude. Take a time out. At the end of the day, I think I'm not getting involved in all the hype and I'm not getting emotional about it. I think they're both good fighters. I think I try to strip a fighter down as much as I can, take away the hype, look at the mistakes a fighter does. Listen, I think that Parker can be outboxed. I really do think he can be outboxed. And if he's stupid and he doesn't come in, if he comes in straight lines against AJ, he's asking to get knocked out. He's got to come. He's got to make his attacks, but he got to take his attacks at angles. I don't know how good Kevin Barry is with training his fighters to fight at angles, but he's got to come to JJ angles. He's got to constantly be using the double jab. Right, he's got to use the double jab and step in with a double jab, bang bang, and put AJ back against the ropes. Lots of speed, in and out, lots of in and out movement. Make AJ throw punches and make AJ miss, and where he misses, make him pay. But the thing is, a lot of AJ fans will not accept this. A lot of AJ fans won't accept this, but it is the fact that AJ is most vulnerable when he's on the attack. When AJ is on the attack, that's when he's most vulnerable. He's a guy that's not defensively responsible. But to be honest, I don't think Parker's very defensively responsible either. Yes, but I don't think AJ's got the movement that Huey has. I really don't. Do you want to see AJ fight Wilder after this fight? I want to see the winner of this fight Wilder. That's my answer to that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be presumptuous and say this fight is going to fight this person. Let's see how the fight goes, but it's going to be a great fight. I'm not getting emotional. I think both guys have got chances, but I've given you pros and cons for both fighters. But yeah, that's it. I'm not getting myself involved. I'm not getting on any hype trains. I'm certainly not gonna come out with any just gonna get knocked out in the first round stuff. I'm not doing it. It might not be what you want to hear. And somehow some preconceived ideas of some people expecting me to come out and say things that they want me to say just to make them feel happy. I'll get my prediction right. I get some predictions wrong. We all do. But most of the times when I get a prediction right, people don't want to congratulate on it. But when you get it wrong, then, you know. All I can say is Guerrero says, channels becoming an echo chamber. Ignores, deletes, blocks anyone disagreeing. No, I'm not ignoring anybody that disagrees with my opinion, but this is my opinion. This is my channel. So if I have an opinion, and you want to hear my opinion, and you're tuning in to hear my opinion, then I'm telling you my opinion. That's why it's my opinion, and that's why you have your opinion. But I respect your opinion. If you believe that Joshua's going to win, delighted for you. Great. And I respect that. And I can see how Joshua can win the fight. But I actually think that Parker can win the fight. I think he can win the fight. Will he win the fight? I don't know. But can he win the fight? Of course he can win the fight. He's the most dangerous opponent yet for Anthony Joshua. And if Joshua beats Parker, I think is a better performance than the Klitschko fight. And I'll tell you why I think it's a better performance. Because I think you've got a young, hungry fighter that's unbeaten. That's a champion. He's not coming out of 2 years layoff. Been active. Yeah. So Parker can win the fight. Hello, Zainab. Parker can win the fight. You know, there's a difference between, you know, like, I always ask myself the question, so you're going to come and sit down and listen to somebody give a breakdown to a fight. Okay, fine. So it's not like I started this by saying, Joshua's shit, Parker's brilliant, Parker's going to win the fight. I took the time to break it down. I took the time to break it down. I gave you a story. I broke it down. I gave you my reasons why I like both guys, why I think both guys are flawed. I think both guys are defensively flawed. None of them pay attention to defense. Parker's going to rely on his footwork and he's being lighter to try and get it in and out. But if they can't do that, I'd like to know what the plan B is. I know for a fact that Joshua's not going to get on his toes and try and get behind a jab and box. That ain't going to happen. He's going to try and blow Parker out there, I think. I think they're just going to have a very hard time. But you know what? I'm going to turn this conversation around for once. I'm going to put it on some people in this room because usually they're all dishing it out. So now let's go. Let's go. First of all, Mr. L, you say I'm an AJ hater. Okay. Now explain yourself. Mr. L, how do you think this fight's going to win? How do you think Joshua's going to win this fight? And why do you think that way? Don't just say Joshua by knockout. Break it down to me how you feel Joshua wins the fight. Give us a breakdown. Well, I've given you a breakdown. Who else? Mikey, give us a breakdown how you think Joshua wins the fight. Ruben Guerrero, instead of talking, tell me how you think Joshua's going to win the fight. Who else? Who else has had plenty to say for themselves? Right. So give us a breakdown of how you think who's going to win the fight. How you think your fighters wins the fight. How you think Joshua wins the fight. Give us a breakdown. Come on. It's all right dishing it up and telling me I'm this and I'm that and I'm this and I'm that. Let me hear your opinion. I give you my CV every time I speak and every time I talk. I give you an example and I break things down and logically. This is why I think this person wins this fight. This is why I think this person wins this fight. Now, Sir L, if you're not a troll and you're not a casual, explain to me how you think A or B wins the fight. So, Mikey, give us a breakdown. Aziz, Joshua by decision, controlling the distance with his big reach. Okay, that's interesting. That's a nice thing. Okay, so you think that Aziz believes that Joshua can keep the fight at the end of the jab? That's an interesting thing. So you don't think that Parker's foot speed and coming in at angles could cause Joshua problems? I've watched Parker's last fight and he ain't that good. That's not a breakdown. That's not a breakdown. I asked you for a breakdown, Sir L. Danny Simpson. AJ breaks him down, then late stoppage. Okay, fair enough. How does he break him down? That just sounds great. How does he break him down? Body shots, head shots. How does he break him down? And do you think Parker's going to throw anything back? So, Sir L, I'm still waiting for you to give me a breakdown. 7 or 8, says Danny Simpson. Okay. So you think AJ wins within 7 or 8. Nice. And you don't think Parker will be throwing any punches back, of course. Damn, I don't see no proper breakdowns. Got a lot of mouth casuals in the chat, but can't break a fight down. Ingram, with all due respect, you ignored my question about Parker's best stoppage about 10 times. You even tore Parker apart in his last fight. Tell me how he's improved. I told Parker to his face, you lost the fight, bro. I told him the only thing you won was your trouser belt. Told him to his face. There you go. So don't anybody come in here talking any crap. I told him to his face. I didn't go stand behind the keyboard and start typing things. I spoke to him to his face. Check the interview I did. Ruben Gray, AJ breaks down Parker, can see a controversial stoppage similar to Takam, but AJ winning on scorecards regardless. Okay. As he says, no, don't think Parker's footwork is enough to get over reach advantage, disadvantage. But you think Dillian White was able to nail AJ. Brazil, slow ass Brazil landed on AJ. Takam landed on AJ. But somehow Parker won't land on AJ. Okay. Whatever I say, don't matter. We be back on Saturday. AJ wins. No, we won't be back on Saturday. Okay. AJ putting combinations together, late round 70-11, overwhelming him with his size. Okay. All right. Parker's face will be cut up bad. No one is saying that he will be cut bad before. That could come into it, says Adrian. A lot of different scenarios can happen in this fight, depending on strategy. Dillian White is very big, but he's not fast. But Dillian White landed on AJ. AJ breaks Parker down, controls the range. The uppercut will be the money punch and mid-short range for AJ as Parker usually ducks after a straight right under fire. Got super defensive with my comment. Just my opinion now. You call me a super cat. No, I don't call you casual, mate. You take offense where you want to take offense, buddy. Did I say Daniel Simpson, you are casual? No. But now I'm going to call you a casual for that comment. If the cap fits, let them wear it. But if you think you're a casual, then take it on. If you don't feel you're a casual, then you shouldn't be offended. It's not about having foot speed. It's about knowing how to use it. Khan has the fastest hand speed, but never knows when to get out of the pocket. I totally agree with you there, Martz. And the record only began to believe in AJ after the AJ win, the flag win. Yes, Parker doesn't go down and get stopped under barrage and 6. Every boxer gets landed on. Sir L, you still haven't given me a breakdown yet. This is what I'm saying. You still haven't given me a breakdown. But you told me I'm an AJ hater. So okay. So if you're not a troll, explain to me where you believe I'm an AJ hater. I've never met the guy. How can you hate something? I don't get it. I never met the guy. So how can I hate a guy? Silly talk. Oh, this will be a hard fight for both men. AJ wins probably by KO. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes to points. Can AJ Parker cause the upset? Yes, of course he can cause the upset. Could turn out to be a war. Don't dare speak out against the great Hercules. Yeah, no, mostly people. Yeah, okay. AJ isn't Ali. Don't get it twisted. My daughter acts 7 acts just like you when she gets pulled 2, mate. Haha. Oh, you're funny. Parker comes forward like Matt Leg and gets countered, and he ends within 4 rounds. Nice. Great. Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, I try and be as objective as possible. I gave you both scenarios of how both guys can win and how both guys could lose. But it's not like you can't see it coming. So I listened to you time and time. I sensed the back chat when AJ mentioned I don't do hype. I don't do hype, and I don't do. I've got a mind of my own. I don't need being hijacked by people who don't have a mind of their own and just repeat what everyone else is saying. No, man, I'm not doing no breakdown shows. I don't like doing breakdown shows for big. I don't do break shows. This probably will be my last breakdown video like this. In future, I'm probably going to do pre-recorded videos because I don't like them. I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy doing pre-fight for big fights. I don't. I used to enjoy doing them back in the day, but I don't enjoy them anymore. To be honest, I think after this particular fight here, this will be the end of these pre-fight shows. And in future, what I'm going to do is pre-record my thoughts, put them in videos, and you can listen to them. And then you can disagree in the boxing section afterwards. Because that's it. Mate, listen. Oh dear. You know what? I'm not heated. I'm not getting heated at all. I'm tired of it. It's boring. It's fed up. I've got better things to do in my life. So, like, after this, I'm not doing no more of these chats like this. No more. Not for the big fights. I might talk about, because people generally, for the smaller fights, people don't turn up. I'm not getting caught up with the trolls. Not far from it. They don't care. I don't give a monkey's one way or the other. But what I will do for those people who still want to tune in and watch, I'm not succumbing. It's no hating. I'm not succumbing to haters. I've got a mind of my own. So what I'm going to do from now on, I'm going to just post videos. Like that's what I used to do. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Heated? I don't know what you're talking about. What I'm going to do, I'll be posting videos of posts. And for those people who used to follow, not this channel, I'll talk about the original Bayloric gang over on the other channel. When I started in 2000, I was doing boxing videos. I was never doing chats. I never did chats. What I used to do is upload videos and then give my opinions and then share, and then people would like along. Some fights I got right, some fights I got wrong. Happens, but I think I might just do that. It's much better. It's easier. Do pre-fight shows and just do my opinions, analysis, and start doing it that way in future. So, best way to do it, I think. Then people can leave their comments in the comment section. So you don't enjoy debate, Shame? No, I don't. I don't enjoy the big fights. It almost was when Pacquiao was around. The super fights. When Pacquiao was around, it was horrible time. Absolutely horrible. Mate, criticism. Criticism. I like constructive criticism. And I'm explaining something to you about criticism. Let me educate you about criticism. I like constructive criticism. And do you know what constructive criticism is? Usually you need to get constructive criticism from people who've constructed something. Some people just come in here looking for an argument. So, and it always seems to happen in the big fights. So, cool. So, from now on, after this, I didn't really want to do this tonight anyway. That's why I kind of held back from it. But this will be the last of these shows like this. So, you know what? From now on, So you're not, oh, I'll do live chats. Of course I'll do live chats. But not like this. For big fights, not like this. Topical debates about stuff. Yeah, but not big fights. Big fights, I'll just do videos. So yeah, I like that, you know. Shout out to my man, Boxing Gossip. Exactly. So wait. I think you misunderstand what I'm saying here. I'm saying to you from now on, I'll do my pre-fight videos and stick them up and post them on the channel. And then you can all leave your comments afterwards. They ain't much different to me uploading the interview. And yes, I'll do that from now on. Yeah, well, Mikey. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you for understanding. But I always explain what I'm going to do. Yeah, just like you thicken your skin, I got thicken my skin as well. Yeah, criticism goes both ways. So here's a bit of banter from me to you. You go into timeout for a few seconds. Yeah, I'm bantering with you for a minute. Yeah, well, you know how it is. So the thing is, it's not that I disagree. I don't disagree with anyone's opinion. It's when people start getting personal, I don't like it. So, so listen. Shout out to my man Boxing Gossip doing a great job in there. By the way, all these people in the room tonight, why don't you check out some of the stuff that's going on in the boxing community? Not just Joshua and Parker. This is a great opportunity for you to look at to other fighters. Mahib Fazaldin, he's got a fight coming. He'll be fighting for the WBO European title. You've got Dan Aziz. Support the up and coming fighters. You've got Sadiq fighting top boxer. Check him out. He's signed with Frank Warren, super middleweight. So check those interviews out on the channel. Enjoy that. Enjoy the other interviews on the channel. Mike says BWT live chat section is like North Korea. If you disagree, be wiped off the face of the earth. Of course, because that's what I do. You just get random hate from people you've never met before. Odd one. It's why many have left YouTube. Luckily, I'm thick-skinned. Start a YouTube channel, mate. Start doing what I've been doing. I've been doing it since 2009. It almost takes it 10 years. You do it. Like, if you want to talk about constructive, oh, by the way, Mr. L, I hope you enjoy my banter, by the way. Give me a timeout. You know, Mikey, you know what? You need to chill out as well for a second, son. Just chill, relax. Take a timeout. I'm only bantering. So, the thing is, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed most of this Joshua versus Parker fight week reaction. People get very excited and get very heated. And I don't like it personally. I just try and give you a breakdown about who I think will win the fight. I've given you a breakdown of what I think will win. I've spent a lot of time doing it tonight. And so thank you all so much for those who've tuned in. I appreciate it. Those who like it, great. Those who don't like it, great. Those who subscribe, great. Those who not subscribe, great. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Looking forward to the fight. Yeah, let's look forward to the fight. Absolutely. Adrian says, I like your channel anyway, mate, and the chat, LOL. I'm always here in the back lurking mostly. Thank you very much, Adrian. Appreciate that. So let's take this from the top and give people some shout outs before we finish. I think everyone in the chat should be blocked just for the banter. No, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Yeah, I just battled with Mikey. I hope he enjoys the banter. And I hope Mr. L enjoyed the banter as well, being timed out. It's only a bit of banter, by the way. It's all just a bit of banter. What happened to the great Frank Buglioni? Game plans. So, what we're going to do Saturday night, it's going to be a major night. Of course, we're going to be doing live coverage, live commentary of Joshua versus Parker. Live commentary. Can't wait to get into the fight pub Saturday night. And yeah, big Frank Bologna. God, what's the best fight undercard fight? Josh Kelly, most possibly could be. Ryan Burnett in another sleeper, probably. I don't know. I think I'll probably cook some. I'll probably cooking some food, or I'll order my takeaway when Ryan Burnett's fighting. Definitely, I'll eat during there. Learn Words Daily says, got a feeling Parker's going to do AJ, and I'm an AJ fan. There's always a possibility. Always the possibility. Always the possibility. Can't wait till you say, and Parker down! Frank Buglioni, the Italian stallion, horse meat scandal. I'm drinking Hennessy this weekend, LOL. Great. Just before we finish now, just want to know where you're all from. So give us a quick shout out to where you are, so we know where you're at and where you're from. No hard feelings, people, but I'm tired of stuff, man. I just said I'm going to do live commentary. Yes, I'll do live commentary. I think we're gonna have a huge following on Saturday night. London, yes, shout out to London. Massive shout out to London. You don't think Burnett's fight is going to be tense? No, absolutely not. Neptune, London, yes. I just realised I was behind. South London, bro. That's it. Nice. Peckham. Very lovely. Oh, by the way, Sir L, did you like the little bit of banter that we had there? Put in time out. Did you like the banter? My banter. Manchester. Cincinnati, Ohio. Ah, it's Cincinnati, Ohio, Marky BA. West London, of course. Wicked. What's going on with all the London massive tonight? Mars. Sweden. Nice. Get some of the Swedish chicks in here. Wag one, darling. Don't just block me because it's banter night. Saturday's banter night. I didn't block you. I just put you on timeout. If you were blocked, we'd be still talking, Sir L. I'm just bantering with you, It's good banter. Glasgow. Ooh, yes. Glasgow. Been there once. Went beautiful, actually. Not Glasgow. Well, I don't know Glasgow itself. I got to a train station. I was only train station for about 15 minutes. I was passing my way to Northern Ireland. It's a London thing, of course. Who? Where? Wakanda. This is why people will be put off returning to the channel. You know I won't, but it's something to consider. Couldn't give a shit, Mikey. It couldn't absolutely give a shit. Shite. You heard me say, I don't give a shite. People like it. People don't buy products. People buy people. And if people don't like me being honest and open and giving my opinion, then that's them. Not my problem. I'm not looking to please everybody in the world. Shout out to all the Brighton massive. Pow. Yes, of course. If you're from Brighton, great. If AJ wins a run night, see you all on Saturday. Bye, Mikey. You know what? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. T-Wop, let's do a bonus. If Mikey's going to go, let's do a bonus. Let's celebrate tonight. Wait, well, let's talk Parker versus Povetkin. We might as well, because people want to talk about it. Let's get into it. Parker versus Povetkin. Not Parker versus Povetkin. Price versus Povetkin. Parker versus Povetkin. Oh. Price versus Povetkin. A fight that Price has been given no chance whatsoever. When you look at the fight with Price and Povetkin, you've seen a guy that's been knocked out so many times in Price, somebody who's scared to be knocked out. And the thing is, the other worrying thing is Derry Matthews. Why is he training with Derry Matthews? I don't understand it. But if Derry Matthews and Price were to come up with the unthinkable and Price were to knock out Povetkin, what would people say? Would people tell you that Povetkin was old and shot? Would people tell you that Price is the next best thing in the heavyweight division? I'm just gonna back Pricey because he's big, he's strong, he can punch, and I think Povetkin's on the slide. Price getting knocked out during dressing room warm up. I'm going with Price on this one, even though he can get smashed to smithereens. I'm going with Price on this one. Man, I'm gonna no more than 2 rounds. Povetkin by murder. Thing is, how effective is Povetkin against tall fighters? That's the question. And if Price can land one of them big booming right hands early, I would like to see, for me, I would like to see Price get out there, blind Povetkin with a left jab in his face and land that big right hand. I want to see him go out there and charge. I'll learn to charge Povetkin. I really do. I'd love to see him charge Povetkin. I really would. Price has got the power to do the job. I really do believe that. Is whether he's got the confidence to get the job done. That's the question. As Teddy Atlas would say, I'm in my 40 years of boxing and I've seen punches come out of nowhere and end the streak of world champions. Do I think GGG Canelo will happen? I did a video on that earlier, Jamie. So if you want to check that out, you can do. Price power is a thing of the past. Could be. Price wins biggest upset of 2018. That or Parker. If Parker were to win. Price trains for 3 rounds and that's it. Murder. We're talking Price. He pisses himself under pressure and Povetkin is pressure. Price has 0 chance. Price doesn't throw enough punches anymore. He landed clean on guys since and nothing's happened. I'll check it out off this one. Yeah, please do. I hope Price goes for it early. If Povetkin starts working the body early, it could be an early night for Price. But seriously, want him to pull it off, but I don't see it happening. Price needs to work the jab. Well, we know Price don't use the jab. He flickers with the jab. Picking shots on that gas, but I don't see it happening. I see him getting KO'd. Derry, 10% Matthews. You never know. Teddy used to train Povetkin also, LOL. I'd like to see Price go out. If I were David Price's trainer, do you know what I'd do? I'd stick him in a room, right? I'd then show him only the first round of Hagler versus Hearns. I say, Pricey. You go, yeah. I say, watch this fight. I said, I want you to watch Marvin Hagler. Not Marvin. I want you to be Thomas Hearns. I want you to go out the first round against Povetkin. And I want from every round, I want you to come out just like that. Throwing the right hand. Right? I want you to do that. If Price wins, it will be the bigger upset than AJ getting sparked inside a round with Parker. Povetkin comes forward and irons Pricey out. If Price wins, that would be the win that we'll talk about this time next century. Haha. Hope Price does it though. Yeah, the one question is I've got to ask about Povetkin is this. Has he been tested since he's been coming? When is he due in the UK? And has he been tested? Those are the questions I want to know. I wonder if this week we'll get Johnny Nelson comparing Price to Prime Vitali. I wouldn't want to see Price brain damage, time to quit. You think a guy is 6'5" or 6'7", right? Heavyweight versus a 6'2" guy. Price should not be intimidated by Povetkin. He really shouldn't. Povetkin doesn't look great against taller guys. I think Povetkin's on the slide anyway. I'm sure he's tested for a UK fight. Price is brain damaged. I don't say that. What's the odds of Price to chin Povetkin, then chin AJ for the belts? Imagine that. Can you imagine that? Price beats Povetkin, beats AJ Parker to be unified champion, and in the third fight, he fights Wilder and chins Wilder to become heavyweight, undisputed. David Price, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Could you imagine? There's all the belts, and he defends against Tyson Fury for all the belts. The bandwagon jumpers, if Price knocks Povetkin out inside a round, tell me about it. Right. For those of you, my loyal BWTM gaming supporters, let's see if we can get an hour in. I'm a bit tired, but let's see if we can get an hour of gaming in with Football Manager now that I've won the title. So I'm going to go straight over now and get some Football Manager in. So join me over there. BWTM gaming channel. Let's get over there now. Let's get an hour in. Okay, let's talk fairy tales. It's Price. JP all day, every day. E don't give a F. Someone should also force Michael Sprott to retire. Is Michael Sprott still boxing? Oh my God, didn't know that. Right. It's BWTM gaming time. Thank you all so much. Just remember, it's just a boxing bout. Don't take anything personally. And enjoy it. I'm not doing 3 hours, mate. What happens if Price wins? What happens? They stick Price in the ring afterwards with AJ if AJ wins. Please, God, I hope so. Brothers and sisters, all the best. I hope you enjoyed tonight. And we look forward to AJ versus Parker. Let's get over and do an hour of BWTM gaming. See you all later. Later. Yeah, of course it's all love, people. All love. All love. And you see, Earl, I'm not that bad, am I? Had a bit of banter with you and me. I timed you out for a couple of seconds. You came back. I didn't block you. So that's not true, is it? You say that I block people. AJ versus Joshua. I wonder who wins. Oh my God. I've just moved into casual. I've just moved into casual world. Good night, peeps. Laters.